What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
I have no clue what you're doing.
Trying to see whales and all the cool castles that better be in this video.
Well, let's go see them.
I'm trying. You just gotta, like, really get in there.
Let's go.
Jeez. I'm so sorry. Hey!
Hey, hi.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Hello.
That's brutal. Just two patriotic girls. So please don't take us the wrong way.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Travel Wednesday edition.
That's right, it is. We're going to go traveling.
Yes. We're going to we have this video here that's got a little bit about North Wales. So, but before we dive into that, which I'm super excited about doing.
Absolutely.
But before we do that, just a couple quick things. Of course, if you guys like the video, please like the video. And if you want to subscribe, you can. Consider it. Before you do, though, please make sure you go back and watch some of our other videos, get to know us a little bit first, and then subscribe. Make sure you want to. Don't do it just to do it.
Yes.
Moving on, just a couple quick things. Don't forget this Sunday, I'm sorry. This Sunday's episode, we have a very special surprise for you guys.
It's going to be so fun.
You're not going to expect it from us, especially me. But maybe drop a hint of what you think it could be.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
I totally stole Debbie. Debbie was going to say that and I stole it from her. Let us know what you think we're doing for Sunday. But also, having said that, thanks everybody over at Patreon. We thank our patrons so much for your support for the month of January, and now it's February.
Yes.
And
we're going to get into some more cooking over there. One of the tiers has some cooking.
Yeah, we're adding some.
Go
check out Patreon. Go check out some of the tiers. We have added some things for this month. So make sure you go check them out. And again, it's exclusive content only for our patrons. And we thank each and every one of you guys for being over there. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you so much. So before we get started in this video, I'm really hoping that this one's a good one. Now, I will say we have had a hard time finding videos for Travel Wednesday. So please be kind to us. We've worked our butts off coming up with places we want to go look at. And then we've sent these videos to a lot of you guys that are on our Facebook page that follow us there as well. And, you know, when we find a video on something, we try to find, like this one, for example, we sent it to people that are from Wales, and they said, you know, it's good. It's good, you know, but he doesn't cover everything. No,
obviously they don't cover everything. There's too much to cover, so you can't do it all in one video.
It's impossible. So, but we do our best. Just please know we do our best to find videos to locations, but there's some places it's just really, really hard to find even anything for it. So we do the best we can. But this is just a glimpse for us. We know that, you know, we know whatever video we're watching, we're not going to see everything. We totally understand that. So, but with this one, it's actually titled The Ultimate Wales Road Trip. And I think it's off of a few different things that this guy might have done. But you know, again, we expect these to all just be just a little taste for us, just a little first impression, you know. So don't think that we go into this thinking, oh, that's all. You know, we know better. So
I hope they give us a good taste of the scenery and the castles. And
I really want to see some castles.
Things to do. Everything there is to know.
Yeah, and drop us a comment. I know a lot of people said you guys want us to continue doing Travel Wednesdays. But you know, just keep letting us know if that's just something you are enjoying, and we hope to see you Sunday. But let's do this thing. Let's go to Wales. I'm excited. Northern Wales.
Let's go. I got my plane tickets.
Good. Did you get one for me?
My train tickets. What's a plicket?
I'm not editing that out because that was epic. All right, you ready? Plickets?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So this video is going to kind of be a full video on my Wales road trip that I did back in summer last year. So those 3 videos I made about that road trip are some of the most popular videos on my channel, and I've had a few comments on them from people asking, can you tell us exactly, you know, what you did on your road trip and the structure of it? And so what I'm going to do today is give you a day-by-day plan of everything I did on my trip. And this is a trip that I would definitely recommend to you in the summer of this year, as you know, we don't know if we're going to be able to go abroad. So this Wales road trip is one I would definitely recommend to you in 2021. So without further ado, let's begin. Here is my ultimate guide to the ultimate Wales road trip.
Maps are good. We'll just skip that over. Castles! Move the map out of the way of my castle.
Well, it looks like it goes around the whole thing.
Oh, I hope he shows Snowdonia. That's pretty. Castles!
So I did this trip before I got my fancy camera, so it's all phone footage. So I thought I would spruce up the video a little bit, add a few animations here and there, just to cover up some of the potato quality footage from last summer. This trip follows the entire coastline of Wales, and our first stop is Cardiff.
Nice.
So we didn't have very long in Cardiff because due to COVID, all of the attractions were closed. But what I can recommend to you is visit the Cardiff docks. They were really pretty, really great. You could see all the way over to Weston-super-Mare, which is the UK's worst beach, so what's better? I'm only joking, it is not one of the worst beaches in the UK, but it's not a great beach for swimming at, unless you enjoy swimming in just pure mud. Then it's great. So when everything is open and everything's all back to normal, I would recommend maybe that you spend a night in Cardiff. We only spent a few hours, but there were some really great things. The Cardiff Castle looked incredible. There's some great museums, really interesting parks, so much to do when it's all open, so you could spend your whole night there. But let's move on. So next we drove down to our place in sort of Carmarthenshire and around the Pembrokeshire coast, and the place we stayed is called Pendeen. We stayed here for 5 nights, and I kind of suggest spending more than one night in each place. Try and find a good base of operations. It's so much easier and so much nicer than having to change and go to a new accommodation each night. So much more chilled out. And there is so much to do around Carmarthenshire and the Pembrokeshire coast. You can easily spend 5-6 whole days here, and everything is within an hour drive of Pendeen. So Pendeen's the perfect place, but anywhere around here is great. So now I'm going to walk you through everything we did in these first 5 days around the Pembrokeshire coast. So day 1. So a great start to the Pembrokeshire coast is a walk that I really enjoyed. It was a walk from Saundersfoot to Tenby. You really take in a lot of the Pembrokeshire coast and some really gorgeous scenery on this walk. Just make sure, if you're with your girlfriend, avoid the shops because there's many of them and she will get you stuck.
We always need to be for speed, don't we?
Okay.
You shouldn't say that, bro, with your girlfriend.
So yeah, it's a really great walk. But when you arrive at Tenby, if you've got a bit of time left in the day, depending on how quick the walk was, have a bit of an explore of Tenby. There's so much to do there. But if you don't get to see everything, don't worry, because we're going to be back in a few days, back to Tenby as well. So on to day 2, I'd recommend exploring a little bit around Pendeen if you are staying there. There's a really nice beach with some really interesting history. Just a few miles up, we actually found this kind of really cool boat wreck. There's some cool rock pools there, and also I think the beach used to be used for some land speed records were set there, I believe, back in the 1920s. I think there's a little museum about that, so that's really great as well. And there's also nothing like a morning walk along the beach to wake you up ready for the day. Because the place we are going to after this is Larne Castle. And by the way, there is a lot of castles to visit on this trip, so feel free to take your pick. I think I'm just have a bit of an unhealthy obsession with castles, maybe.
It's not unhealthy.
Absolutely love them, love the history, and so yeah, take your pick. Don't feel like you have to visit all 10 million castles that I visited on this trip. But Larne Castle's really great.
Look
It's
at
a
that
really
bridge.
imposing fortress, and it's also visited on this trip.
Hold on.
But Larne Castle's really...
Stop it.
That's beautiful.
Things like that are just so
Amazing.
Love them. I mean, we have some stuff like that in America, but not a whole ton of things like that, you know. And I'm sure that's probably older than America. I don't know.
Right?
But it's just so pretty. And then look at the view next.
really great. It is a really imposing
Look at
fortress,
that.
and it's
That's awesome.
Look at that. Pointing. That is... My heart yearns for castles. Do any of these have moats? Do any castles have moats still, or is that just a thing? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe that's just in fairy tales.
I really don't
Except for
know.
the ones that are out there on the little islands.
Of course, this is the most we've ever seen of actual, true, real castles while we've been doing these videos.
True.
Not seen a moat.
This is true.
It's also right next to the house of the famous Welsh poet Dylan Thomas.
Oh,
Really
really?
great walk to get there as well, so that's something you can
No,
do
why
on
didn't
day
know Dylan Thomas was Welsh? Welsh? I can talk today.
I don't know Dylan Thomas.
Yeah, we got to get you more into poetry, but that's really cool. I didn't know that. Look at the house. Was that the actual house? That's tiny.
This Welsh poet Dylan Thomas. Really great walk to get there as well, so that's something
really
you can
cool.
do on day 2. Okay, so for day 3, this is a really, really active day. What we're doing is we're heading towards the north side of the Pembrokeshire coast to a town called St David's, which is the smallest town in the UK.
Wow.
And
Really?
is home to
It
one
looks
of the
small.
most
Smallest
intricate
town.
cathedrals that I think I've ever seen. Not the biggest
that's
cathedral,
beautiful.
but definitely the most detailed. It's also right next to the ruined old Bishop's Palace, which was
That's
really
stunning.
great, so you can kind of take your pick. And also, to continue on with our active theme for the day, we're then going to head to Newgale, and I would suggest, this was my highlight personally, to do a bit of surfing. Newgale's a really great beach for beginners. There is so many sort of surf hire shops, so if you don't have your boards or wetsuits, you're fine. Really nice beginner waves, really friendly. Just a great beach to kind of
Well,
give it a go.
I feel it. I feel it. What?
We could go learn how to surf.
I've always wanted to surf, and you don't know that about
Really?
me. Yeah,
Did not know that.
I know. That's
I'm
what
too
I just
scared-
said. You didn't know that about
I'm
me.
too scared of the sharks. No, thank you.
When we go to the ocean, Debbie likes to go sit at the pool.
And look at the ocean.
And what does Natasha do?
You dragged my butt into the ocean.
There's a story there someday.
No.
I'll save that for the patrons over at Patreon.
No.
It's really funny.
There's no story there.
At her expense.
No story.
I like being in the ocean. I don't go on vacation to the ocean to go sit in a pool. Could do that here.
It's cleaner.
I would
I
disagree
thought you
with that
were concerned about
100%.
germs.
I would disagree with that
I
100%.
thought you were
Salt water cleans off everything.
No.
Because why not? Pembrokeshire Coast is an incredible place to surf. And you know there's never anything more appealing in the cold, wet and harsh Welsh weather.
And there's probably not sharks in the cold ocean there.
Yeah, there is.
She just wants an excuse to not get in the ocean.
And you know there's never anything more appealing in the cold, wet and harsh Welsh weather than just getting in the sea and being completely freezing and having a great time. And
Yeah, I'm
also,
not
if you
gonna
have
do
any
that,
time
though.
left
Oh,
at
no.
the end of the day
Here we go.
after all this, drive back down along the Pembrokeshire coast. You'll see so many kind of scenic little alcoves and beaches that I would totally...
Quick break for Tyson.
Sorry, Tyson had to adjust.
Again, what puppies want, puppies get. I would just rewind that up a little bit for you so you didn't miss it.
Coast, you'll see so many kind of scenic little alcoves and
That's absolutely
beaches that I would
beautiful.
totally recommend. Some really pretty things, and you never know what you'll see, so explore. And sometimes when you're lost, that's when you find the best stuff. And now for day 4,
that's
we're
so
going
true.
back to Tenby because we barely scratched the surface the first time. So I won't go into too much detail about what there is to do in Tenby because there is so much,
you
and I have a
would.
full video on Tenby. I will link it here if you're interested. But I will talk about a few of my main highlights. So my favourite thing to do in Tenby was to get a boat trip to Caldy
fun.
Island and also just exploring town, chilling with a drink, overlooking the beach in
That's
the sun.
beautiful.
But maybe that's just because it's March right now and I am reminiscing about the sun and just can't wait for it to be back this summer. But yeah, those are my great things. If you're really interested in more on Tenby, check out the video. Now, before we move on from the Pembrokeshire coast and Carmarthenshire, 2 more things I want to recommend, 2 more castles in fact. So the first castle that I recommend is Manabea Castle.
Yes!
This was a more
Yes!
renovated
Yes!
castle. There was kind of a cafe
It's so
and it was really
beautiful.
great to just relax, really easy to get to.
I wanna
Or
walk up
if you
that.
want a more active castle and you want to climb up a massive hill to find
I will do
a
that.
kind of old fortress, I would suggest Llanstefan Castle. This is a rough, tough, battle-filled history of a castle, and it's about a 20-minute drive away from Manabea. So take your pick, or be like me and see both. So now our time is finished
Cute.
in the Pembrokeshire
So
coast, and it's time
pretty.
to drive up the coast towards Snowdonia. And some different
Okay, cool.
ideas for some stops along the way. If it's a rainy day like it was when we went, you could visit Devil's Bridge, which is some really nice walks through
Oh, that's awesome.
some crazy,
What?
crazy great looking waterfalls and
That's
forests.
beautiful.
Or if it's a great day and you want more beaches, visit the town of Aberystwyth. So much to do, so many
Aberystwyth.
incredible beaches, and a really, really, really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
walk over some coastal
Oh,
cliffs
beautiful.
to the town
Nice.
of Borth, which is definitely
Wow.
something for you to look into. But either way, we then end up in Snowdonia. Now the place we stayed is a place called Porthmadog because we are students and we like to travel on a budget because we have no money like all students do. So we found a really cheap travel lodge to stay in Porthmadog. But to be honest, stay anywhere in Snowdonia because we're going to be driving all around Snowdonia over the next few days. So we're going to be staying in Snowdonia for 4 days, and on day 1 we're going to
Wow.
start off by climbing up Snowdon. But to be honest, you can do this any day. I
That
would
is so
suggest you
beautiful.
pick the nicest, clearest,
lake.
best weather day to climb Snowdon if you want the epic view at the top. And we also decided to go
I would
in
want
the
this.
evening to avoid the crowds. It gets really, really busy in the morning, so if you go later in the day, you can
That's
avoid a lot
just
of the crowds. Just make sure
Stunning.
You know, just as a
That's
photographer, like
stunning.
I couldn't leave these places.
Right?
You know, I would just be sitting there with my camera the entire time. Like my hands would be frozen, you know, shaking.
Uh-huh.
Like I'd be in this position.
Need about 10 memory cards.
That is so beautiful.
I couldn't imagine standing there and seeing that in real life.
That's my point. Yeah, like let me go back for just a couple seconds. Like, look at that. That is so freaking beautiful. The way that the light's coming in there,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like a fairy tale. It really does. You got to get a good view of that. I mean, you just got to get in there. Wow.
I can use my hand binoculars.
It's just amazing.
It is stunning.
Oh, you Welsh folks are very, very, very blessed. I hope you know that. And everyone in the UK. I mean, you have such beautiful places. And again, we know this. We can obviously this is a pretty quick video and he's rushing through stuff very quickly. But again, we do our best to try to find videos, and it's just really hard to find stuff on
that shows enough
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Exactly. I just can't get enough of looking at that. So I could sit here and watch videos all day long, and we'll go and look at some of the other links that he has mentioned too from the other videos he's done. But this is just a taste for us, but still, it's a really awesome taste.
Yeah,
I like the flavor in my mouth. That was weird. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Really, really busy in the morning, so if you go later in the day, you can avoid a lot of the crowds. Just make sure you give yourselves enough time to get down again before it gets dark.
Oh, good point.
That's something to think about as well. But the sunset around Snowdon is incredible. One of the best views I've seen. And again, if you want more details on different routes you can take up Snowdon and different things to do in Snowdonia, check out my full video on Snowdonia. I will link that up here as well. And now on day 2, we're heading to the nice little town of Bedgellet that has a very sinister story, kind of a folk tale surrounding it of, what was it?
Dog.
Yeah, dog. Is that it? That's the folk tale.
Dog that tried to kill the baby, but in the end he was
I need to
protecting the
check
baby.
this. Yeah, so the story of Bedgellet was a
Okay.
dog called Gellet, and Bedgellet is actually the Welsh for the grave of Gellet, the dog. And essentially the story goes that the owner of the dog thought that the dog had killed his baby because he finds the baby missing one day and the dog is covered in blood, and he kills the dog, and then he finds out that the baby wasn't killed by the dog, it was killed by a wolf, that the dog had killed the wolf to save the baby. So it's a very depressing story, but...
What was that? Why did he include that in this video, for one thing?
I don't know.
I didn't need to hear that.
That's horrible.
That is terrible.
I mean, good for the dog that he went after the wolf. That
No, I
actually
didn't
went
need to
after
hear
the
that
baby,
story.
Wow.
Okay, let's move past that. Pretend that never happened.
Don't be put off. Bedgellet is
Oh,
an
good
incredible
lord, that is
town,
gorgeous.
And there's
That
so
is
much to see here. It's so
amazing.
idyllic and just peaceful. And also a great thing
Go
to visit
back.
today.
Dude,
And
I wish
so
you
much to
showed
see.
more.
But don't be put off.
More scenes in the actual town. I mean, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah, the other videos we had found were copywritten, and they were just scenery with no information. And we want to get information too, so it's really hard to find that. But that is such a postcard view right there.
That is. And look, they have steps going down into the water.
Don't start that again, Debbie. When she brought that up in the one video we did on the Cotswolds, everyone had a different reason as to why there were stairs. So again, just
So there's still no reason for why the stairs go into the water.
because everybody had a different reason. But that is just so picturesque and just absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
And the mountains in the back.
I know. Oh,
Let's move.
we've been talking about this. Will you guys love us if we come over there? Will you support us?
Y'all have to come get your hair done.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'll take everyone's photo.
Bedgellet is an incredible town.
So pretty.
And so much to see here. It's so idyllic and just peaceful.
Idyllic.
And also
seems
a
like
great thing
good
to
word.
visit today is Carnarvon Castle. Now, I got confused when I was there. I got confused in one of my last videos and I had a few comments pick me up on it. I have learned a new fact that Carnarvon is in the north of Wales and Carmarthen is in the south of Wales. And I had no clue which was which. I got it confused, but I've learned. We're all good. Why have you Welsh people got to be so strange with your names? But anyway,
Hey now.
yes, Carnarvon Castle. Great castle in Snowdonia. Worth a visit. So now on day 3 we are going to Anglesey for a full day. We're specifically going to the island of Holyhead, which is right on the tip of Anglesey. So my personal highlight of Anglesey was the walk around the South Stack Lighthouse, which is just an
Look at that,
incredible
Debbie.
walk. Another thing we visited was the place with the longest place name, which you can see here in
Of
this
course.
extreme sign. I'm not going to try and say it because
I knew that was
going to
come up.
terribly.
I didn't know that was in the north.
Nah, give up. You think you can remember it?
A lumber, clunder, no.
I'm gonna learn it someday.
I want to Google it.
I'm gonna shock y'all one day.
whoop
She has no idea what she's saying.
something.
It
Go,
doesn't
go,
count.
go. That's the ending of that one.
Go, 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 go.
Go, 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 go. Yeah, yeah. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
That's it. That's it.
Bangkok. At the end.
Yeah.
That's it.
He didn't edit this
He was
that
born
well.
No, he wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, as I said in my other Snowdonia video, unless you enjoy looking at signs with long words on, this is not a very interesting place for you. There's nothing else really to it except for these weird signs. But luckily we have the mental age combined probably of a 2-year-old. So
Hey, us
we had a
too.
great time in this town for the half hour we were there.
That's
Okay,
still
day
go.
4, the final day. I have saved the best for last.
Me?
No.
Good answer.
We are heading to the town of Conway and Conway Castle. So I was so sad that I couldn't go inside this castle because obviously it was closed. It is one of the most incredible castles I've seen just from the outside. It kind of, the walls spread throughout the entire town of Conway. But I think I would love to definitely go back and look inside. And the town of Conway is also great as well. There's also Britain's smallest house there, which is very interesting.
Whoa.
Here's a photo of it against Ellie. But against Ellie it looks pretty much normal size.
No, you're not. No. Rude.
Yeah, that'd be normal.
And that pretty much summarizes my entire trip. I hope you enjoyed this video. On the way home, we sailed. We didn't sail. We drove. We drove. Just
On the pavement, on the motorway.
yeah. We drove back via the Duke of Lancaster because I also am obsessed with ships and castles. Sums me up very much. And I thought I wanted to go and see it. I thought it'd be really interesting. But unfortunately, the ship has kind of been fenced off now. You can't really see it. And it also used to have some really interesting graffiti and paintings on it. But it's all been painted over. So very sad. Very sad. But yeah, you can drive back along the north coast anyway. The roads were incredible. Some really great scenery there as well. So if you have more time and you want to extend your break even longer, I would suggest then going into the centre of Wales. I used to go here all the time as a kid.
Oh,
I think
that's
I've
awesome.
been, I don't know, maybe like 50 times throughout my life. And one thing I would suggest there is the Elan Valley. It's kind of like a hiker's paradise. It's where all the dams are and it brings all the water to Birmingham. That comes from the Elan Valley as well, which is interesting.
Really?
But it never fails to take my breath away every time, and I really suggest a trip there. And there's also a lot of great towns and really interesting scenery that you can definitely look into if you're heading into the centre of Wales, because then you've pretty much seen the entire country and you can tick Wales off the to-do list. Completed it.
I don't think I'm ever going to take Wales
we have
off
reached
the
the end
to-do
of the
list.
video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to sort of day-to-day...
All right, thank you, sir. All right, I will say, again, like I said, we do our best to try to find videos. And
surely he didn't cover
he covered very
half the stuff there is to see.
No, I know that was very quick, and that left me with wanting to go and look at about 35 more videos on specific areas. But again, it's hard to find those for us to share with you guys. So but before anyone jumps down our throats in the comments, like he didn't show this and he didn't show that and he didn't show this, we're aware. We are aware. Because I think of it too, like if we were doing videos on America, even our own state, and you know, a lot of people have asked us to do a video on Cincinnati, our lovely city. It would take me a year to make the video because I'd want to show you everything in the summer, things in the fall, things in the winter that you can't see everything.
Yeah, to make the video and then the actual video would be, gosh,
it'd
hours,
be a long
hours.
video. So, but I just, but we understand that we can't see everything, and that's unfortunate. But this gives us just an introduction to go and want to look into further. Into these places.
Let's check it out more.
Yeah. So if you liked the video, and I hope you did, because I loved it, didn't you?
I did. I'm ready to go check out more stuff.
I want to see more for sure. But again, this was just dipping our toe in the water with Wales. We're not done. We'll never, unlike this guy, we are never crossing Wales off our to-do list. No. I resent that. But please like the video if you liked it and consider subscribing to the channel. Let us know where you'd like to see us go for next Travel Wednesday. And just keep in mind, again, we'll do our best, but we don't pre-watch the videos. So the best we can do is try to find what we can find, and then we send them to people and ask them if they're good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget Sunday.
Yes.
Surprise
Sunday. We're going to call it Fun Day Sunday.
Fun Day Sunday surprise.
Yes.
That's a lot. So we hope to see you Sunday. And we are going to go prepare because we're supposed to get the White Death tomorrow.
That's right. We got some weather coming our way.
We got some bad ice and snowstorms coming in tomorrow. So we're going to go prepare and
wish us warmth.
Yes, please. We'll send it to you if you don't. No, seriously. Thanks so much, you guys. And thank you to everyone that's on Patreon. Again, thanks for supporting us over there. And we look forward to giving you more exclusive content on Patreon. And we will see you again on Sunday.
That's right. Till next time.
Bye, guys.